Hi there guys, Shaun here from 5 Star Marine with Jay.
Hello.
How you doing, Jay?
Good, thank you.
Your head's in the middle of the map.
Oh, sorry. Map.
So Jay, I don't know if you're starting to see it, but on the island, tourism is starting to kind of return in a more significant way. And
Yes.
as that happens, I have a lot of people who are first time booking a private boat.
Oh, first time.
First time even going out to any of the islands.
Oh.
So getting a number of questions that I thought was easier to answer in a single video than to do any other way. So what I wanted to do firstly is talk about when you hire a private boat, and you know this personally because before you were the star of YouTube, you were one of our favorite
before.
guests.
I still am.
No, meaning like previous to you being the star of YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Previous. I was a guest.
You were a guest.
Yes, I was. I was a guest.
So when we do these private boats, people contact us and we send them a proposal. And in the proposal is what we call a suggested itinerary.
Yes.
But you know as well as I do that when a customer has come to the pier, the very, very first thing that we do before we go and hop on the boat is actually talk about what the itinerary might be for the day. So this is generally how it's going to happen. You're going to turn up. Jay's the role of customer here.
Hello. I'm here as a customer.
And we'd say, hey Jay, so today you wanted to go to PP.
Yes.
And then we would sit at this map and we'd talk about what your plan is for the day. Yeah, try and be less like this and more like
Oh,
this.
sorry. Direct route.
Yeah.
Better. Direct.
But the reason why we call it a suggested itinerary is because when it comes to a boat and the sea, there's a lot of things that are variable on a daily basis. So today we're looking around, the wind is very calm, but this morning the tide is high. So let's talk about PP. If we were to go to PP and the tide is high, we want to go to PP Lay first. So this morning our program and our itinerary would be to go out to Maya Bay, go out to Pile Lagoon, go snorkeling at Viking Cave, and then in the afternoon, go across to PP Don, and then maybe come back to Kai. That might be our itinerary today. But in a week from today, the tide reverses, where it's going to be low tide in the morning and high tide in the afternoon.
Now.
So if we were to do that...
Hold on. That's because tides change. Just thought I'd bring that bit in.
So if we were to do that,
Yes.
and we said to you, well, the itinerary says go to PP Lay in the morning, that would mean that you couldn't go into Pile Lagoon, you wouldn't see Maya Bay at its most beautiful. So this is why we always call it a suggested itinerary. It's not set in stone, like your guide is going to say at 8 o'clock we're going to be here, 9 o'clock we're going to be here. And Jay, and you know, you're biased because you're paid to be on our YouTube channel, but let's go unbiased.
Not paid very much. What's that? Sorry? Unbiased.
Let's go unbiased. You've been on our tours.
I've been on your tours before. You were paying me very little. With my kids, and we came here and said, right, we're going to go to Coral Island and we're going to do this, and this. And I said, well, my daughter really wants to do more snorkeling. Is it possible to do more snorkeling stops on the way rather than going directly there? And your guide said, yes, of course we can do that.
And then on top of that, Jay, are we like telling you to get out of the water fast? Do we have a set time to do everything?
No, and that's what I like about it. It's like kind of, we don't have, because some of the other companies will say, right, you have to go 5 minutes to go snorkeling here, and then right, everyone out, let's go to the next stop. Whereas with 5 Star, and this is honestly with my kids, it was like we can go, and how long we got here? Well, as long as you want.
Correct, and that's the answer I get. Like people say to me, I had a message the other day, and they said, how long is lunch? I'm like, how long do you want it to be? You want it to be short or long? You want to be there for hours? You want to be there as long as you like. We don't mind, because this is a private boat. Like the concept is, the boat is yours. Right? Our guide, our captain, our engineer...
Only for that day, you can't take it home with you?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Our guide, captain and engineer for the day is dedicated to giving you what you want, right? And of course we want to make suggestions because we've done a lot of experience in what's the good tide, what's the good spot to snorkel. But with that said, if you have something you'd like to do, we'll listen and we'll guide and advise you.
Certain beaches and certain places look better at certain tide times. So that's the other thing, the guides want to take you to certain places so it looks amazing.
Correct, because again, like I talk about it, like everything that is out here that we go visiting is like the backyard of our crew, right? Like they're out there every day, they've been doing this for many years, and they have certain spots that they want to show you that you may not even be able to research online, you know? Wang Long Bay, I don't even think that's written about online, but it's this really beautiful bay hidden here in PP Don. So these are the kind of things where we say it's kind of like a joint idea between you and the guide on the day to try and give you what we would like to have you experience. A little bit of what you want and a little bit what our team would like to show you as well.
For example, Hong Lagoon, and you can see that on day one of my Koh Mok video, which is on YouTube right now. You had to go to Hong Lagoon at a certain time because you can't get in it at other times. Because the tide goes too low, you can't get in.
Correct, that's exactly right. So that's why we call it suggested itineraries, and that's why you'll find when you're talking with me, because I reply to pretty much every inquiry that comes in.
Everyone.
If you're talking to me and you would like to change the program, my idea, I say to most people, is book the boat as you would like for the day that you like, for the time that you would like, and then on the day come and chat with our guide team, because we've got this big map here and we can explain to you, like you might say, this morning I want to go to Bamboo Island, and we might say to you, look, low tide, bamboo's not beautiful, wait for it to be a mid tide. And that's the kind of conversation that you can have on the day prior to getting on the boat.
Let our experts help you.
Next question I get, Jay, is now that we're starting to get a little bit busier, and please don't think that things are like before, it's not, right? But things are slowly starting to improve, and I think towards maybe December this year, we might see a moderate level of recovery. Things are getting a little bit busier out at the islands.
Absolutely.
So people are messaging me and saying, I'd like to avoid the crowds, can we go at 6 a.m.? And as a private boat, no problem, we can go at 6 a.m. But this concept of early start as being the only way to avoid the crowds, I'd like to kind of correct this concept, because this is a marketing, is it fallacy? Is that what I say?
Fallacy? I don't know, you're using long words on the Monday morning. I have no idea.
Like other companies say to miss the crowd, you have to go early. But the idea is to miss the crowd, you don't have to go early, you just have to retime your tour. So let me give you an example, Jay.
Give me an example, Shaun.
Group tour this morning for PP is leaving here right now, and they're going to go out to PP Lay. Okay?
Yes.
So they're leaving between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. Right? So they're going to come out here, and we know for sure they're going to spend 1 hour at Maya Bay. So between
Maya Bay.
So between 10, so about an hour to get out here, between 10 and 11, going to be a lot of boats here. But around 11, they're going to move to Pile Lagoon, and then they're going to head off to lunch. So my concept is, okay, we can go earlier. So we can leave at 6 o'clock in the morning and be here at first when the Maya Bay opens. But there are other group tour companies that say early birds beat the crowd. My alternate concept is say, okay, if I know this is going to be busy between 10 and 11, why don't I leave the pier at, say, 10? So then I'm going to get out here at 11 as they're moving on. In additionally to that, we also know that the group tours, they book their lunch, okay? And their lunch is going to be here at PP Don. Now, the lunch operates between 12:30 and 2:30. So we know between this window of time, a lot of boats are going to be here at PP Don having lunch, which also in reverse means not a lot of boats here.
Ooh,
so
clever.
We try and retime things. So I say to people, it's not about leaving early or leaving later. It's about creating a timing where we can go somewhere where we know that other people are not going to be. So we know group tour is going to be here 12:30 to 2:30. So quite often I suggest to my customers early lunch or late lunch. If you retime your lunch differently, then you can have a different experience of the entire tour. Because I know that a lot of people don't want to pull their kids out at 6 o'clock in the morning, kicking and streaming onto a boat. So the idea of being able to miss the crowds, I think there's okay, you can go early, you can go late, or you can do what I call reverse timing. So this morning, they're going to go to Maya Bay. If I left at the same time, now, Jay, being the smart person that you are,
yes.
If you were to leave at the same time and every boat this morning was going to go here,
yes.
Where would you go?
I wouldn't go there.
Right, so we would suggest to go
somewhere else.
This side.
Yes.
So this is what we call like reverse timing. So we know where they're going to go and we go opposite to them.
And in all fairness, you do see all the boats leave the marinas at the same time, and you can see where they're going, and it's almost a set route. So yes,
it is. So quite honestly, with every single group tour, they might market themselves differently, but they're all going to go to Maya Bay, they're all going to go to Pile Lagoon, they're all going to go to Viking Cay, they're all going to go to Monkey Beach, they're all going to have lunch at Tonsai Bay. We know that everyone markets themselves slightly differently, but this is the exact program that they're going to run, and we can see it. So our staff all have an app that allows us to see what's called an AIS of every boat on the water. So every boat that goes out of this pier has to have a tracking that the Marine Department has, and all of us have access to it. So we can say, all the boats are going to go to Phi Phi Lay, we're going to go Phi Phi Don. And this is something that we train our guides differently to a group tour company. Because a group tour company, they don't care. Because this is, and I am not rubbishing group tour companies. They have a purpose in our market. But the thing is that they have 50 agents on the island. So every agent has to promise the same thing. Today we're going to go to the pier at 8 o'clock. At 9 o'clock we're going to be at Maya Bay. At 10 o'clock Pillay Lagoon. 11 o'clock snorkeling. 12 o'clock lunch. 1 o'clock Monkey Beach. 2 o'clock Kai Island. Back to the pier at 4 o'clock for the 50 buses to come and pick them up.
And you'll see that on their brochures, because it's even got times on their brochures.
Exactly right, because they're making a promise to a very large group of people who don't know each other. Whereas in a private tour environment, we're making a promise to generally a single customer who is then explaining that to their family. And if we need to adjust it on the day, there's not a problem on the boat.
Flexibility, Shaun.
Exactly right. And not a problem with the agent, not a problem with the bus driver, because we control the whole system and it's all private. So that's why I would say to you is that this concept of being early, and I would be really honest, Jay, this morning we have 2 sunrise tours out. And that's because the customers didn't want to be out in the high heat of the day. It was nothing to do with the fact that they want to avoid the crowds. They just said to us, by 2 o'clock we want to be back so that we can get out of the sun. So that was the whole concept of the early bird tour today.
And actually a sunrise in the Phuket on the east coast is beautiful.
Oh yeah, no doubt. The photos this morning was stunning. So that was kind of like my concept of trying to explain to people as we get returned to, I don't know the word normal, I don't like that, but as we return to a more established version of tourism, people are starting to ask more and more of these kind of questions. Whereas before, you know, during the middle of COVID, someone said to me, I want to miss the crowds. I'm like, just go on the water. You're gonna miss them. You're gonna leave any time of day.
It is nice having people back, but yes, it was nice just to go out and didn't see anybody.
Yeah, and again, look, things are still so beautiful and so stunning right now, and this return of tourism is not at the level of where we were seeing before. But I would just like to, you know, give some guidance and advice to people who are looking to do private tours.
Yes, book a tour, 5-star Marine.
I missed anything, Jay?
No, I think that's good.
Right, we'll see you next time. Oh wait,
What?
if they want to see more from us, what do they have to do?
You have to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell and go and check out some other YouTube videos. Like I said, we just talked about all the different places. Go and see the last few videos. Like them, watch them. Thanks.